ArtworxLegacy here. So today I am making a different kind of video. It's more of a discussion slash story. It's basically my story of everything for the past, let's see, if it was in 2014, it's 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So for the past 6 years, this is my story about how in 2014 summer, Danai Martinez, ArtworxLegacy, that you all know, was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And I hate to use that word because if you don't know what schizophrenia is, it's a mental illness slash mental, almost like a mental disability. It's basically from what, and this is just what I know of it, going through what I've been through with the illness and the disability that schizophrenia is. And from my experience, it's basically been major depression, anxiety, hallucinations, auditory specifically, visual specifically, sensual hallucinations, and other types of hallucinations. So if you don't know what a hallucination is, it's basically when there's a thing that your body creates from a chemical imbalance in your brain that can be either negative or positive or neutral. So for example, let's say that, okay, I'm recording this video in my room, then I'm in front of my window, and I look outside at the park in front of my street, and I see a walking giant spider. And I'm like, oh my god, it's a freaking huge giant spider. Oh my god, I need to go call the police. I don't know what I need to do. And then my friends come over, my family, they come over, and they're like, what, where? Or what the heck are you talking about? Like, what? And it's not there. And basically, that's a visual hallucination. An auditory hallucination is where I hear things that aren't really there, that only I can hear in my head. So for example, and this happens with a variety of different things that I could be hearing. So a more simple and less scary one would be, for example, if I'm in my room and my mom calls me and she's like, Danai! And then I go over there, I'm like, did you call me? And she's like, no. And then I'm like, oh, that means it was one of my auditory hallucinations. It was one of my voices. So these voices that I experience are, at least with what I've experienced, have been cutesy and fun all the way to the other spectrum of evil and disgusting. So basically what I'm trying to say is that this is my story about how I was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 2014 when I was like 16, I believe. 16 or 17 years old. I'm 21 now, turning 22 in May, which is coming up very soon, May 7th. And basically, I don't want this to be a video where it's simply just an explanation of schizophrenia, but it's my story about what I've been through, and almost, I want to say venting, but explaining to you guys about everything that I've been through with this mental illness and depression, anxiety, and all the physical aspects of having a mental illness and how it can affect your body and your mind, your spirit, your soul, everything when you are diagnosed with this. So just to make sure that things aren't so disorganized, I'm going to start with 5 categories. The first category is physical effects on my body. Because I take medication that can stop the voices and hallucinations, it affects my body in different ways physically. The medication that I take makes me drowsy, tired, exhausted, gives me nerve pain, body pain, and other types of pains and discomforts that I would not have if I did not take that medication. But because I have been taking psychiatric medications for years now, since 2014 all the way until now, my body with certain medications, at least for my body, has worked now more than ever before. So when I first started taking medications, I was out. I was taking certain psychiatric medications that knocked me out. And it was just an awful experience because I was a senior in high school at a new high school that when I went from my junior year to my senior year, and I was so prepared to have my senior year be the happiest year of my life for high school because my first year of being a freshman was okay, sophomore year was horrible, junior year was great, and senior year, because in 2014 to 2000 so on and so forth, I got my senior year of high school year with schizophrenia or mental illness. It was the worst year in high school ever for me. I was going through so much physical and mental and emotional and spiritual pain and discomforts and absolutely awful experiences. So, basically, when I was a senior in high school, I took a medication called Seroquel. And Seroquel was supposed to help with my voices, but it made me so tired and sleepy and falling asleep all the time. And I failed so many of my classes in high school, guys. It was just an awful experience. And I'm super glad that I'm doing way better than where I was back then. But for the physical side, those are the basics of what it did to me. Now for the fourth category, of the second, my bad, out of 5, the second category, spiritually. Spiritually, I had moments in my years of having schizophrenia, or in this case mental illness, because I don't like to call it schizophrenia. It's just, but then again, as my mother would say, you shouldn't push it under the rug with the word schizophrenia. You should just be happy and be proud to say, hey, I have this. But not proud to have it as in you like the experience, because obviously it's an awful experience. But proud to say that I made it through, and I'm still making it through, and I'm doing better now. And even if you are going through a hard time, I'm here, I'm alive, my heart's beating, I'm breathing, and I'm still here. So that means I'm a fighter. So, physically, I already told you guys, spiritually, I became very negative in my thinking, and I became very negative in my faith with God. There would be so many nights where I would hear the voices, and I'd rather hear the voices than hear God, because the voices sometimes would be comforting with what they say and do, and they would trick me into thinking that what they're saying and doing that I hear or see is better than what God could ever tell me or show me or make me remember with his lovingness, and be like, hey, if God really loved you, how come he's giving you these voices? How come he's giving you these hallucinations? How come he's giving you depression and all these other things? But as a Christian, I realized that God is simply just fighting a battle that Satan is giving me. This battle of schizophrenia is from the devil and from the Lord. The Lord is taking the situation that the devil put in my body. The devil's trying to hurt me. He gave me schizophrenia. But God, even though it may seem like as if though we forget about him, God is the one that put a set of armor on me with his words in his Bible, and I can be strong and protect myself from those things that the devil's trying to put in my life with schizophrenia and voices and hallucinations and all these scary things that are happening. So, spiritually, I had ups and downs with my faith with God, but it was actually today that while I was doing my makeup today for the video, I actually watched quite a few videos that had to do with Christianity and aspects and like that for my faith, and it helped me a lot. Like, I didn't feel lonely. I felt like I was being taught the right thing to fight my battles, and it was a good experience. But so physically, tired situations. Spiritually, I was ups and downs with my relationship with God, but now I'm stronger than ever before. And then mentally, mentally, I have been over the course of having this illness, so much pain and agony and wishing that I could just die and just let go of all of my pain and just kill myself. That way I don't have to live this horrible experience in my life, even though I am blessed, I am loved. And it was awful. Like, I can't even explain how awful my mental stability has been with the voices, whether it's hatred, anger, negativity, all these things that is just overbearing my life with pain. So that's the third category. Next is emotionally. Emotionally, oh man, I gotta tell you guys, it's been absolutely awful with me emotionally with having this illness. Emotionally, I've been so sad over the course of the past 5-6 years. It's been so hard for me, guys. Like, there's so many nights that I cried, I was angry, I couldn't control myself, I wanted to die, I wanted to cut myself, I wanted to, like, do all these things. And I've never done that to myself before. I've never tried cutting myself, but to be honest, I have tried to kill myself multiple times while having this illness. And even now, like, just talking about all this really does, it brings bad memories and bad feelings. So I'm gonna try to get through this as fast as I can, because we're already into 12 minutes here. But yeah, so basically, for the we talked about spiritual, physical, emotional, mental. Now the fifth category is as talking about who I am as a person overall with this illness and this schizophrenia. It's basically as an artist, because that's my profession, that's my career, and somehow our professions and careers define us. So overall, like, my family, my friends, my life, like, everything I'm doing. So basically, I'm 21, I have no job. My sister Dana is 21 as well. She's my twin sister, Dana Martinez. She is attending the University of Arizona for classes, and this is her second semester, I believe, of attending classes there. My mother, she is currently having a lot of troubles with her heart. She had congestive heart failure, and she only has about 4 years to live. My dad is disabled and he doesn't work anymore, and he goes through major headaches and major other things, and both my mother, father, and my sister Dana have diabetes, so they're struggling with that as well. And my sister also has bipolar depression, so she's dealing with that as well. And my brother Jonathan is working right now, and he's also artistic in his profession. He is an acoustic guitar player, and he's played with Trace Bundy. He's been to many concerts, and he's been doing his thing, and I'm really proud of him for that. And I'm proud of my mom for exercising and trying to get healthier with her heart. I'm proud of my dad for keeping strong in his faith. I'm proud of my sister for her pushing through school. Right now I live with also my older sister Maritza, and she has a job and a family, and my brother-in-law is in a good standpoint with their family. My nephews are going through a lot of good times as well, because they're young, they're happy, going to school, learning how to read, all that good stuff. And then there's me. I have no job, and I'm going to be attending the U of A next spring in 2020. Because I was supposed to finish high school in 2015, this year I finished high school by doing the testing and everything I need to on February 5th of this year. And then I should be getting my diploma into the mail soon for the school that I went to, which is Carolyn Littler's high school. And I should be getting that in the mail. I'll be making a video about that. And basically, I am doing my best to make as much money as I can, learn how to drive, money as I can through my YouTube videos, through my commissions, through selling cosplay parts, like all these things that I've planned going on, my books, my mangas, my autobiographies. And these are just some of the things, the very minimalist things, even though I know this is a long video, of everything that I've been going through with my schizophrenia. I don't like to call it that. I think it's something else. But that we'll discuss that for another day, hopefully in the future. And that's pretty much it, guys. I know this was a long video. I'm going to keep it unedited and just raw, and then add the introduction and ending with music so you guys can enjoy it better. But this was my story so far, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. And please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope that you guys have a great day, great rest of your week, month, year, life, and you enjoy life to the fullest. You're amazing, you're great, you're strong. Thanks everyone for watching. I love you so much. I'm praying for all of you. Bye-bye.